Hey, welcome to the People's Weekly on People's Radio United. I'm Tim. I'm here with Nolan Hack. How you doing, Nolan?
Good to be back. How you doing, Tim?
Yeah, I'm glad you're back. And today Glenn's missing, so there's always someone missing. But anyway, the show actually starts in about a half an hour or, 30 to 40 minutes. We'll be in and out every so often to remind you that the show is going to happen. But since Nipsey Hussle died, we're going to do a tribute. We're just going to play some of his songs from over the years, and then about 2:05, 2:10ish, we'll be back to start the actual show. Nipsey Hussle will be the first topic on the show, and then we're going to be talking about how the government cut funding for domestic terrorism, not for but for the fight of domestic terrorism. Sorry, I haven't smoked yet, so I haven't been sponsored. I'm still working on that. and then what else is it? It's the UAE, United Arab Emirates, is sponsoring camps that train children to fight in Yemen, and also updates on Kevin Cooper, and we're going to talk about the death penalty and what's happening with that in California too. Anything I missed, Nolan?
I think that's it.
That's it. So yeah, like I said, we'll be back in about 30 something minutes, and I'm gonna play a bunch of Nipsey Hussle songs, starting off with, of course, hang on, I'm opening everything up. Yeah, Hussle in the House.
So many.
It's already playing in the background.
There you go.
So yeah, first song coming up, Us in the House, and then I think it's going to be Dedication with Kendrick Lamar and Nipsey. So yeah, R.I.P. Nipsey, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes or something.
Look, I'm coming straight off of Slauson, a crazy motherfucker named Nipsey. I'm turned up cause I grew up in the 60s. Caution to you rap niggas trying to diss me. I go hard, that's why your bitch wanna flip me. Big guns, nigga turn rivals into rosaries, extended clips. I give a fuck who you supposed to be. Straight off the block, I sold dope to buy groceries. Now it's rap money, no advances, all royalties. You broke, nigga, you can follow me. It's fuck bitches, get money, keep some hollow heads logically. And I'm for where homicide boost the economy. Pay taxes to these corners and putting in work as a policy. It's white chalk on the corners. It's yellow tape on the gates. Choppers up above, that's cuz a tiny locs run the streets where I'm from.
Small introduction to this Nipsey Hussle music. Us money and bitches, that's the way that we do it. First get your ride on, then get your shine on. Then come through daytime with the lights on. Now hit the fast lane, and let your chain swing. You getting dollars like a doctor, but you gangbang. Yeah, it's hustle in the house. Yeah, it's hustle in the house.
Blue rag, ass hat, gold on my neck fat. Gun case, catch that. Neighborhood, I rep that. Shoot first, ass last, move, work fast, cash, Brynhurst, 10th Ave, squabble if you get mad. And in my lifetime, I seen a lot of death. A couple cold nights, it looked like it was nothing left. But God got me, so I got it tatted on my flesh. Slauson, nigga, you ain't heard shit yet. Cuzzy, copy, what's the rhyme? Tiny draw, different stone when he come home and baby we dog. And can't forget my big brother Black Sam, just a young hood nigga with $1 million plan.
Small introduction to this Nipsey Hussle music. Us money and bitches, that's the way that we do it. First get your ride on, then get your shine on. Then come through daytime with the lights on. Now hit the fast lane, and let your chain swing. You getting dollars like a doctor, but you gangbang. Yeah, it's hustle in the house. Yeah, it's hustle in the house.
Look, I came from nothing, was sold at every other rapper. Say the speculation, real banger, gun clapper. Silence, in the opposition with the Mac. I turn them into candles on the curb over blood splat. Fuck rest in peace shirts, nigga, where your guns at? Hit them been 2 weeks and we ain't seen no get back. Type of shit is that, yo crippin', it's whack. You ain't poppin', you ain't turfed up, nigga. You off dead, I promise. I be out lurking with the pump, gooned up. Black hoodie on, chopper in the trunk. Ready to hop out and do my motherfucking stuff. 6-0, nigga, that's what's up.
This is just a small introduction to this Nipsey Hussle music. Us money and bitches, that's the way that we do it. First get your bride on, then get your shine on, then come through daytime with the lights on. Now hit the fast lane, and let your chain swing. You getting dollars like a doctor, but you gang bang. Yeah, it's hustle in the house. Yeah, it's hustle in the house.
Look, my nigga, this is dedication. This is anti-hesitation. It's a real nigga celebration. It's a dime block declaration. 59th and 5th Ave, granny house with vanilla wafers. It's the remedy to separation. Tupac of my generation. Blue pill in the fucking matrix. Red rose in the great pavement. Young black nigga trapped and he can't change it. Know he a genius, he just can't claim it. Cause they left him no platforms to explain it. He frustrated so he get faded. But deep down inside he know you can't fade him. How long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meet preparation? I need some real nigga reparations, or I run up in your bank just for recreation. Dedication, hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. Dedication. Look.
I spent my whole life thinking out the box. Boxing homies 3-on-1, got DP, but I ain't dropped. Chirp on me, here I come. Spin around the block, they blurped on me. Said I ran a stop sign, but that's a lie. I spent my whole life staring at the stage, playing Sega, daddy smoking Sherm, mama playing spades, catching vapors. Grandma said I get some Jordans for my grades, that's my baby. When she died, my heart broke 100 ways. I spent my whole life trying to make it, trying to chase it. The cycle of a black man divided, trying to break it. You take a lost shit, don't cry about it, just embrace it. Mine a setback for major comeback, that's my favorite. My nigga L said you do a song with Nip, K-Dot here a better crip. I said he a man first, you hear the words out his lips about flourishing from the streets to black businesses. Level 4 y'all living, giving to false imprisonment. Listen close, my nigga, it's bigger than deuces and foes, my nigga. Since elementary, we close, my nigga, you're straight like that. I give you the game, go back to the turf and give it right back. For generations, we've been dealt bad hands with bad plans. Prove your dedication by hopping out Grand Ams. I'm at the premiere, politicking with Top Nip and Snoop. Damn, Pac watching the way we grew from dedication. If it ain't congratulate, then it look like hate. If it ain't congratulate, then it look like what Nip said. Hold up.
Look, this ain't entertainment. It's 4 niggas on a slave ship. These soldiers and spirituals I swam against them waves with. Ended up on shore to their amazement. Now I hope the example I set's not contagious. Lock us behind gates but can't tame us. Used to be stay safe, now stay dangerous. Cause ain't no point in playing defense, nigga. That's why I dove off the deep end, nigga, without a life jacket. Couple mil, tour the world, all my life cracking. Cook the books, bring it back so it's no taxes. Royalties, publishing, plus our own masters. I'd be damned if I slave for some white crackers. I was mapping this out, I hit the heights backwards. Hopping out the 85 and Reebok classics. Ran a couple marathons just to get established. To make it happen, you got to have dedication. Hard work, plus patience. To some more of my sacrifice, I'm done waiting. Told you that I wasn't playing. Now you hear what I've been saying. Dedication. It's dedication. It's not your day. If I'm selecting your bitch, I got the watch on my wrist. It's made by the Swiss, worn by the rich. Spit that shit you can snip. Got no time to play around. It's way too much of a mess. I'm talking dollars and cents. Nigga, dollars and cents. I made an honest attempt to take my dollars and flip amongst the pilots and crips. I'm talking violence and shit. Without no sign it exists, I made my mind, this is it. I weighed the risk and the reward and put my grind to the shit. And now the money, the power, I'm entitled to this. And all the hating and debating, that's the coward of shit. Plymouth Rock, you ain't believe till I arrive at the shit. So hate nigga, go longer, you could die where you sit.
If you ain't a real nigga, get the fuck away from me. In other words, go long. Bitch, nigga, go on. If you ain't a real nigga, get the fuck away from me. In other words, go long. Bitch, nigga, go on. If you ain't a real nigga, get the fuck away from me. In other words, go long. Bitch, nigga, go on. You don't want me to provide, I say you don't want me to put my snap hand on dope. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. You ain't a real nigga, go long. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. Listen, nigga, go. You ain't a real nigga, go long. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. You ain't a real nigga, go long. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. Bitch, nigga, go. You ain't a real nigga, go long. Who your OG is, cuz his name DJ Screw. Nowadays it's my nigga DJ Eric. If it ain't him, I see like DJ who. And I got a bitch nigga so fast, every time I do it, people be mad, they wanna replay fool. I ain't even in the vehicle, I'm still roll raging, hand cannon, I can feel goes up the freeway too. Yeah, I'm fucking with my nigga Nipsey. We fucked up way past a little tipsy. Goddamn it, that's the second goddamn been of this week. I'm waiting on Triple A to come and get me. It's been on a daily basis, unless I'm at work. And if I am, I'm rolling with the 50. I ain't talking about a pistol, leave the bitch. Millimeters bitch, and if you ain't behind it, then you don't wanna see the shit. Put your glasses off. Yeah, officer, I had it, but I passed it off. I'm in and out the airport, no cash involved. White bitch, big tits, no ass at all. Just a bag of raw. I gotta keep it on the low. If a bitch nigga see it, he gon' raise up his hands and tell it. But all the real niggas see it, and they ain't seen shit. Bitch, I can check 100,000 by break.
It's the same old Douglas, still the same hustler. Still going up, I ain't never going down. I do this rap shit just to rep for my town. Got a crib out in Cali in the hill blowing pounds. Minding my business, me and my bitches. Roll solo whenever I go get it. It be your best friends, how you end up in snitches. Put money in his pocket, niggas still turn witness. My circle smile, I don't fuck with y'all. You say you won the trial, I heard you told it all. Asking me for work, bitch, nigga, hell no. You 5K1, I done seen you file. You niggas fake, you niggas snakes. When you see my face, don't touch your brakes. I ain't tryna end up in that place. Get the fuck on, go long, that away.
If you ain't a real nigga, get the fuck away from me. In other words, go long. Bitch, nigga, go on. If you ain't a real nigga, get the fuck away from me. In other words, go long. Bitch, nigga, go on. If you ain't a real nigga, get the fuck away from me. In other words, go long. Bitch, nigga, go on. You don't want me to provide, I say you don't want me to put my snap hand on dope. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. You ain't a real nigga, go long. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. Listen, nigga, go. You ain't a real nigga, go long. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. You ain't a real nigga, go long. Bitch, nigga, go long. Get go. Bitch, nigga, go. You ain't a real nigga, go long.
Yo, People's Weekly will be on in about 20 minutes. So right now we're doing a tribute to Nipsey Hussle. I'm sorry, I'm super tired. So the next song coming up is going to be Keys to the City. And like I said, the actual show will be starting in about 20 minutes. So stay tuned and enjoy the music. If I could get everything going, there we go.
The Academy.
Listen, look, black on black Mercedes Benz tattoo on my lady. sex with him. She's out of your possession, you cannot protect her. Then South Central, that's my residence. Deadly like those 7 sins. And if I'm not the king of this, I must be the president. OMG, I'm ill. Money is my medicine. Shout out to my in the pen, text messaging. Shout out to them getting it in they crevices. Conjugal visits make sex seem so irrelevant. Forget about the risk we took, I never can. Rebel in this white man's world until they bury him. Being broke is so un-American. That's why I'm screaming all money in till the end.
55, I drop by to win 100, and I stay. Cause I do what I need, and that's the reason that they love me. Cause I've been making money. I gotta get to the city. It feels good to be on top. I got the key to the city.
Yeah.
This is how it is to be.
Let's go.
Big shot.
Listen, look, pull up in that old school. Me and Lil Shady Blue, fresh up out the county jail. They held us both without no bail. 10 stacks to my lawyer, said a prayer that we prevail. Jealous, hated that, love to see it fail. Miss me with that, bro, I love you. Sucker, be for real. Fake as $4 bills. Hit the gas, we out of here. On our way to Fox Hills, spinning like we got a meal. Smoking so much, they got us feeling like we off a pill. They know we got dollars still, them know they got the bill. Eating Benihana's daily, drive my baby mama crazy. Name it, that could fade me. That does not persuade me. Got a swag that make them hate me. Plus we never shop at Macy's. Louis V and Gucci maybe. Neiman Marcus, blue Mercedes. We was both familiar faces, spending thousands, dodging cases. A bottle bringing cases, what we told the waitress. Then pop Clico for all of y'all that tried to play us.
I drop by to win 100, and I stay. Cause I do what I need, and that's the reason that they
SB, what up,
love me.
bro?
Cause I've been making money.
Marathon continues, my keys to the city. We got that. Kelly on my back. A new voice LA, and I speak for you. Hustle, hustle. Drake Pass, Def Jam, Capital Atlantic 2. Thought that I'd be dead or doing life, cause what I rap is true. Just another you know who. Sam had some time to do. And yeah, Steve is cool, but I heard Big U's an animal. What they was talking about, we just did what we had to do. Became the most valuable after I dropped volume 2. On the West Coast at least, now for the West Coast I speak. Cause on a level 4 with guilt bone is where I'm supposed to be. I be on some business, y'all bring out the loc in me. And like a broke weed head, my pistol is smoke for free. Imani ain't gon' know the streets, gotta keep it close to me. Put that on the man that's on the cross on my rosary. Wasn't always banging, but I speak about it openly. No shame in my game, I did my thing on the coldest streets. Who the hottest on the West? All you know it's me. So tell whoever got it locked that Nipsey Hussle stole the key. Yeah. Yeah.
Cause I do what I need, and that's the reason that they love me. Cause I've been making money. I gotta get to the city.
Pop bottles, count cash.
It feels good to be
Love life, my. You only live once. Show we gon' lead this. Slauson boys, all money in, no money out. You fucking rap niggas. Hustle man, a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up at Saks, nigga. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hustle man, a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up at Saks, nigga. V12 in the valet, black on black, nigga. SA in the valley, do my tax, nigga. White boy in Manhattan, pay my tax, nigga. Drive out to the head just to relax, nigga. I stopped smoking weed, then I relapsed, nigga. Travel around the world, then I came back, nigga. Worth a couple million. million, that's a fact, nigga. But I am nothing like you fucking rap niggas. I own all the rights to all my raps, nigga. German plates with sheepskin on my mats, nigga. Murder rate increasing if I snap, nigga. Ain't no hanging out, we take y'all off and double back, nigga. Open trust accounts, deposit racks, nigga. $1 million life insurance on my flesh, nigga. Beamers, Benz, Bentleys, or a Lex, nigga. Ferraris in them Lambos, that's what's next, nigga. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hustle man, a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up at Saks, nigga. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hustle man, a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up at Saks, nigga. AMG Mercedes back to back, nigga. Chopper to his face, now that's a rap, nigga. Streets talking, that's a rap, nigga. Yo, P.O. call you up, look, that's a trap, nigga. Beat that case, that was that, nigga. Told the world, look, I'm back, nigga. Signed my deal, then I crack, nigga. They folded, so I left, nigga. Can't a motherfucker tell me shit, nigga. We the no limit of the West, nigga. Percy Miller at his best, nigga. Jigger with the rollie and the vest, nigga. Acne jeans and Giuseppe's, nigga. Serving fiends off the steps, nigga. Murder sprees for the set, nigga. All facts ain't no motherfucking threat, nigga. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hustle man, a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up at Saks, nigga. I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hustle man, a shooter, that's a fact, nigga. 32 extendos in my Mac, nigga. Spend 1,000 on some t-shirts up at Saks, nigga.
Some low shit, whole lot of smoke in that Rory, that thing poke. Burning rubber, wearing cameras, they was undercovers. Under pressure, made statements, turned on their brothers. Never judge you, but the streets will never love you. I wonder what it come to in your brain for you to run to. One's the haters, handcuff us and maces. Call us dumb niggas cause our culture is contagious. Third generation South Central gangbangers that live long enough to see it change. Think it's time we make arrangements. Finally wiggle out that maze. Find me out in different places. And I spoke by the door, this the infiltration. Double back dressed in blue laces. He was teaching health. I fuck with Rick Ross cause he teaching wealth. Dropped out of school, I'ma teach myself. Made my first meal on my own, I don't need your help. All black, Tom Ford, it's a special evening. City council meeting, they got hustle speaking. $1 billion project about to crack the semen. So one of our investments has become strategic. Summer 18, man, such a season. About to make my partners look like fucking genius. We was in the Regal, it was me and Steven. We done took a dream and turned it to a zenith. Anything I wanted, everything I needed. Gotta pace yourself, it's all about your baby. You can have it all, it's all about your race. I done took my name and carved it in the cement. jam, then they released. Blood on your teeth. How many stains? I see 3. The bitch start to panic, so I made her switch seats. Driving now, police chopper here flying now. Really not too spooked, calmly ask me, am I dying now? All I know is keep you calm and collected. Cracking jokes like, nigga, now you gon' be finally respected. See your blood leaking, got my foot on his gas. Toss the 40, we pull up to Daniel Free and see crash. You know the alibi, they started shooting, we was standing by. Ain't see nothing but flare from the talents fly. I wasn't there, I was passing by. Matter of fact, don't say shit, I'm just gonna drop you in the back and slide. That's your weed, all the cash is mine. I take them both to the spot, plus your phone till you back online.
Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah. I like white folks, but I don't like you. All the niggas in the hood wanna fight you. Surprised El Chapo ain't tried to snipe you. Surprised the Nation of Islam ain't tried to find you. Have a rally out LA, we gon' fuck it up. Home of the ride and the King ride, we don't give a fuck. Black students, ejected from your rally. What? I'm ready to go right now, your racist ass did too much. I'm about to turn Black Panther. Don't let Donald Trump win, that nigga cancer. He too rich, he ain't got the answers. He can't make decisions for this country, he gon' crash us. No, we can't be a slave for him. He got me appreciating Obama way more. Hey, Donald, and everyone that follows, you gave us your reason to be president, but we hate you. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. I don't like your ass. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, I really don't Donald like Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah.
Nigga, am I tripping? Let me know. I thought all that Donald Trump bullshit was a joke. Know what they say when rich niggas go broke? Look, Reagan so cold, Obama so ho. Donald Trump spent his trust fund money on the vote. I'm from a place where you probably can't go. Speaking for some people that you probably ain't know. There's pressure built up and it's probably gonna blow. And if we say go, then they probably gonna go. You vote Trump, then you probably on dope. And if you like me, then you probably ain't know. And if you been in jail, you could probably still vote. If we let this nigga win, we gon' probably feel broke. You build walls, we gon' probably dig holes. And if your ass do win, you gon' probably get smoked,
fuck
nigga.
Donald Trump.
Fuck you.
Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah.
I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Yeah. Mark my words.
Yeah. Hold up, I fuck with Mexicans, got a plug with Mexicans. When a little need a switch, who I call Mexican. This Comedy Central ass nigga come be the president. Hold up, Nip, tell the world how you fuck with Mexicans.
It wouldn't be the USA without Mexicans. And if it's time to team up, shit, let's begin. Black love, brown pride, and the sense again. White people feel the same as my next of kin. Let this nigga win, God bless the kids.
God bless the kids, this nigga wicked and weird. When me and Nip link, that's Bloods and Crips. When your LA rally, we gon' crash your shit. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the People's Weekly on People's Radio United. That was a mini tribute to Nipsey Hussle. Nolan, are you here still? I think I might have lost Nolan. So, let's see. What I'm going to do is end up playing another song until I can figure out where Nolan went, and then we'll be right back. So I'm going to play Racks in the Middle by Nipsey Hussle, obviously.
I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God, they let my dog out the kennel. When you get it straight up by the mud, you can't imagine this shit. I've been pulling up in the drop tops with the baddest bitches. Young nigga been focused on my check. Got a new coupe wrapped around my neck. Tryna put the water on my potato. I got killers to the left of me. We was lurking on her, ain't show no mercy on her. We was going back to back, we put a curfew on her. It was dark clouds on us, but that was perfect for us. We know you always crash and burn, but it was working for us. Let my tent to V12, double check the details. Gotta cross my T's and dot my I's or I can't sleep well. Millions off of retail, once again I prevail. Knew that shit was over from the day I dropped my pre-sale. Hold up, let the beat build. See me in the street still. I've been fighting battles up a steep hill. They gave my road dog 12, it was a sweet deal. And I've been riding solo trying to rebuild. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God, they let my dog out the kennel. When you get it straight up by the mud, you can't imagine this shit. I've been pulling up in the drop tops with the baddest bitches. Young nigga been focused on my check. Got a new coupe wrapped around my neck. Tryna put the water on my potato. I got killers to the left of me. Look, under no condition would you ever catch me slipping. Motorcaded shooters plus the Maybach chauffeur driven. If they catch me with it, don't send me off to prison. Judge ain't sympathizing, court don't show forgiveness. Engine in the Lambo drowning out the music. Sip Dior with the flowers, 5 gold Cubans. Champagne while I shop, hope I splurge foolish. Closing escrow twice this month, both commercial units. Damn, I wish my nigga Fast was here. How you died 30-something after banging all them years? Grammy nominated, in the sauna shedding tears. All this money, power, fame, and I can't make you reappear. But I don't wipe them though, we just embrace the only life we know. If it was me, I'd tell you nigga live your life and grow. I tell you finish where we started, reach them heights, you know. And gas the V12 to the pipe and smoke. I was riding around in the V12 with the racks in the middle. Had to pray to Almighty God, they let my dog out the kennel. When you get it straight up by the mud, you can't imagine this shit. I've been pulling up in the drop tops with the baddest bitches. Young nigga been focused on my check. Got a new coupe wrapped around my neck. Tryna put the water on my potato. I got killers to the left of me. Another $1 million bill, that's just some regular shit. See my granny on the jet, some shit I never forget. Next day we flew to Vegas with my Puma Connects. We break bread, we ain't new to success. Blade music and best. Enterprise, take lucrative steps. Cold game, but I knew it was chess. As a youth in the set, learn the game, you a student at best. But it's a couple things you can expect. Look, just like money, no money, niggas shooters respect. Other shooters, we was both throwing my crew on your neck. I'm on the freeway in the drop, it got me losing my breath. I do the dash with the blues on the deck.
Hey, welcome back to the People's Weekly. Yeah, I think I got Nolan back now.
I'm here.
Nolan is
I
here.
am here.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, like we said before, for anyone who wasn't listening, the topics today we're going to talk about are going to be Nipsey Hussle. We're going to talk about the funding cut to fight domestic terrorism in the U.S. We're going to talk about Kevin Cooper and the death penalty in California. And we're also going to talk about training camps to train children to fight in Yemen. So, are there any announcements on your side, Nolan, before we get started?
I guess the announcements will be during the Kevin Cooper segment.
Okay.
Those are the announcements I have.
So yeah, let me do the regular announcements. The View Up Here with Canadian Glenn, who's not here today, is on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't miss it, and you can catch it at theviewuphere.ca. That's theviewuphere.ca. So yeah, don't miss The View Up Here. They're awesome shows. And we miss Glenn today because he's not with us. I'm assuming he'll be back next week. And also, the next music to riot to is going to be on April 20th. We're going to have 3 mixes. We're going to have a all reggae stoner mix at 4:20 p.m. GMT. We're going to have a West Coast rap mix 4:20 p.m. Pacific time, and we're going to have an East Coast rap mix at 4:20 Eastern. So check those out and pack a big ass bowl. So yeah, I guess we can move on to Nipsey Hussle. Trying to find the topics. I'm so unorganized, I haven't slept. Okay, as we're sure everybody knows by now, Nipsey Hussle was shot in front of his store on Slauson. Much like Tupac, Nipsey was much more than just another rap artist. Today we're going to talk about why his death matters and how devastating it truly is to the whole community.
Devastating being the right word. That's just... we lose another one. Daily occurrence. And it just so happens that this one was well known and in the struggle in terms of fighting back against it. And I feel for these 2 kids so much, because we lose so many of our fathers, or we don't even grow up with our fathers in the black community. And his kids don't have a father anymore. And so much of what he did was so positive. He did so much for the kids and for black children. And I mean, even bringing science to the kids in the hood, telling them that education is important. And he to a point was a cool example of how, you can be quote unquote hood, you can be dope, you can be fly, but then at the same time, you can have your head on straight in terms of knowing what is really important and speaking on it, and then having those words turn into actions. And that's one reason why it's just so sad that he's gone, because we need a lot more Nipsey Hussles.
Yeah, Nipsey himself said he was a Tupac of his generation. It's kind of like the same kind of a loss, I think, as when Tupac got killed, as when Nipsey got killed.
I would say even musically, Nipsey was damn good. There's no question. But musically, Tupac was a bigger loss. I don't think anyone's going to debate that. But as far as within the community, I'd say Nipsey's a bigger loss, because Tupac, if we're being honest about Tupac the person, if I had kids, I would not want my kids having Tupac as an idol. The guy was a misogynist. My own father, actually, my late father, who was a brilliant lawyer, represented a woman who said that Tupac was with her, not with her, but came up to her in a club, said, you want to dance? She says no. And she says that Tupac beat her up because she said no. And my dad showed me photos of her bruised body, and they weren't pretty. And he ended up getting $100,000 for her 6 months before Tupac died. So Tupac said, all right, fine, here's some cash, just let's go away. And Tupac was involved in the shooting of, I think it was a 5-year-old kid. He didn't try to shoot the kid. It was just a gang shooting, and missed with a bullet, hit a kid. I mean, so long story short, Pac was not a great example to follow. Nipsey, on the other hand, for the most part, I think was. He did, like most rappers, he has some homophobic lyrics, and but along with the truth he spoke within his music, talking about how difficult it is for us as black people, as colored people in this society, talking about how we need to educate ourselves, we need to educate our kids, and then again letting those words turn into actions, and actually going out into the community and helping our children. And so I would say Nipsey's a bigger loss.
The other
that's
thing,
more
I
important.
guess. I guess the other thing is they're kind of backwards. How they, you know what I mean? Tupac became a gangbanger after he was already famous. Nipsey Hussle kind of started moving out of that.
Yeah, Tupac.
It was kind of like reversed.
Tupac. He still. I still call him a gangbanger before he got famous. Because if I remember correctly, that shooting with the stray bullet and the kid, that was like in the early '90s, and he got bigger. About 94, 95, 96. But
he was still known back then. He was like with Digital Underground and doing stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he didn't go all hardcore until later on. Even other rappers have said that, like, why did he want to go all out? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
Once you already made it.
He did get more hardcore as time went on. I was just saying that he. But
I think they both had, from my perspective, they both had. They had power. Like, they could have done something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming that with time, if they had lived, both of them, because they're both really, you know what I mean? They're both like smart in a revolutionary way as well.
Yeah. Both Panther Power.
Both of them had activist parents. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
And I think they could have done something to bring a lot of unity between these different neighborhoods. And that scares the crap out of the police. You know what I mean?
Of course. That's one reason why Pac's shooting has never been solved. Even though there's a lot of evidence out there saying...
Everyone know who did it, though.
Focus on... Yeah. And the what's his name? Eric Holder is still... Not the former Attorney General. The dude who allegedly killed Nipsey is still at large.
No, he's in jail.
Is he? Okay, they got him. Good.
I was hoping they didn't get him. But no,
they didn't get him?
Yeah, I was hoping he just, because then justice would have been served. Someone else would have got him. I just didn't want the police to get him.
Right. Yeah. That's a good point.
No, but what he did, he turned himself in at a mental hospital. So I think he's trying to plead insanity, maybe. And then he pled not guilty. The OJ's lawyer, Christopher Darden, he's the DA that takes big cases, because everyone's screaming, like, how come he gets his great lawyer?
Oh, yeah.
Well, the thing is, he takes these high-profile murder cases for the city. He's not paying him. He's a public defender. So that's he just takes the high-profile cases, and this so happens to be a high-profile case. Lucky scum. Lucky snitch. But yeah, that's what I meant when I compared them to date. They had the same kind of possible outcome with different, depending on how their career and what their mentality progressed. I think they could have done a lot of good in uniting people against the real enemy. Both of those two. That's why I think they're alike.
Yeah, and to Nipsey's credit, like I was saying earlier, he did a lot while he was alive to help bring us up. He helped create Destination Crenshaw, which is a museum honoring artistic brilliance by Black folks. He also put money into a space in South Central called Vector 90, and it gives Black youth and youth of color a space to take classes in science, mathematics, and technology. I mean, so this is the type of dude Nipsey was, and this is why, like you said, this is why cops will go after folks like this. This is, and obviously it was a Black dude who killed him, but I can only imagine there may have been jealousy by this other brother. Nipsey was killed outside of his clothing store in broad daylight, and that's another thing that gets us, is that horizontal violence, that quote unquote black on black crime, which was manufactured by the government. They put us in these very, very awful living conditions, which they call the hood, and they had us and have us fighting against each other when we need to be fighting with each other to take the system down.
Yeah, but dude's from 60s, you know what I mean? So he should have got down. If he had a real issue with someone from his neighborhood, he could have got down with him. He didn't have to kill him. You know what I mean?
Right. No.
That's even more insane. They're from the same hood. It's not like some cat from somewhere else. You know what I mean? This happens quite often, but it's still disgusting. It's like you can't even be cool with your own people. You know what I mean? The people on your side. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, it probably had something to do with jealousy, and then the snitch thing factored in. Nobody wants a snitch around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And dude wanted a rap career, so I don't know. I guess it had a lot to do with a lot of things, but it's just terrible. It's screwed up a lot. And you know what really pisses me off is all these police and these different politicians and police talking about this. Like, I don't know. It just seems like
I think Eric Garcetti.
They're the ones that brutalize the people. And if you I'll go ahead about Garcetti, but I was gonna say, if you read the letter, the email Nipsey sent to meet with the city and the police people, it was basically saying, "What are y'all gonna do? We want to see your plans to fix the stuff." You know what I mean? It wasn't like, "Oh, I'm gonna go chill with the cops and work with this."
Yeah, and to be honest with you, and the brother's dead, so I'm not gonna speak ill of him or come out with my own philosophical opinions in disagreement of the actions he took. But the fact that he's tried to curtail police violence, try to stop it, that's something. That's more than most of us do. Most of us just, and I'll just speak for my own community, the Black community, just keep our head down, try not to get in trouble, and just take care of our own, meaning myself, the individual. So even though I don't agree with meeting with the police, because there's no way they're going to go, "Oh, okay, sure, we'll stop killing y'all. We'll stop tomorrow. We'll stop imprisoning y'all. We'll arrest the white people when they hurt you. We're good. We're cool. All right. Give me some dap. We all good." But the fact he even is trying shows you the drive he had to help us, the drive he had to liberate us. Even in one of his songs, he was talking about how to bring people of color and even white folks together to stop this nonsense. So this dude cared. This dude tried. And you can argue that because of that effort to liberate us, he was killed. Because I would say possibly there's some jealousy there. When one of us is making it and the other one isn't, they're like, well, I can't handle that. I want to make it. I'm just as, the person thinks I'm just as talented, or I'm just as fly as that dude, And there's that horizontal violence. But I mean, we're born. Black folks.
But you can't attribute jealousy to black people in general. That's a human trait. There's white people killing rich white people over rich white people, and poor white people, and Asians and Mexican and Latino and every other, you know what I mean? Killing their own people over jealousy and greed, and that's capitalism, I think.
No, definitely. I'm not saying that giving black on black crime credence and going, no, that's a real thing. That's our fault. What I'm just saying is that jealousy, at least within our community, a lot of that stems from we're born being told that we're less than, that we're not human, our hair is disgusting, our noses are too big and wide and just ugly, our skin should be bleached, it's just an abomination, you name it. And then we're told we're not as smart as everybody else, we're not as civilized, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we're already on the back foot once we start off our own life. And we're already jealous of everybody else anyway. So if we see one of our own succeeding, sometimes we take that the wrong way. And I'm hardly excusing Eric Holder if he's the one who actually murdered Nipsey. But that's definitely a reality a lot of times. And you'll see, I remember Aries Spears, brilliant comedian. He was on this thing called Vlad TV on YouTube, and he was talking about Jordan Peele and Keegan Michael Key, and he was blasting him. And you go on. I don't know any black folks who don't like Key and Peele, especially Jordan Peele now. The brother's got an Oscar. He's saying, look, I want to hire black folks for my movies, okay? I've seen the movie already where the white folks are all over the movie. So, like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Aries? Just because Jordan and Key Jordan and Keenan are balling out right now, and your time in the sun, was a little while ago with Max TV and all that. That's why you're doing this. And he apologized to the point afterwards. It was like, what? Why? What are you doing? But that jealousy within our community is real. When we're looking at other individuals who are making it, even the old adage, a brother went to Foot Locker yesterday, got the new Jordans, and then another brother is like, I want those. I can't afford those. I'm gonna cut him and take his shoes. So it's a shame, but there's so many layers to, as you spoke, capitalism, colonialism, and what we're dealing with. And Nipsey was a victim to that. He was a victim to the very thing he's fighting. He was fighting against, and that's a shame. And it happens every single day.
See, that's what I'm saying. People grow. Look where he started. You know what I mean? And then where he got to. And then if he would have lived longer, you got to imagine how much further would he have gotten. And you might disagree with Tupac too. You know what I mean? What would he be doing right now in his age with social media and all that stuff?
Yeah, Tupac definitely could have changed. I mean,
he could grow.
Look at Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a hustler and a pimp. And he turned into one of the biggest heroes we've ever had. So you could definitely change. I mean, there's no question about that. And
I don't know if you change, you kind of grow. You don't not be you. Yeah. You just take your skills and thoughts and move them along to a path that makes more sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fighting each other is never good.
Yeah,
I mean, fighting each other in any form. I'm not saying race. Just the people fighting the people. That's why we hate racists, because they want to just get rid of people. People need to let people live in peace, in harmony, and exist. And if you're not hurting somebody, then let it go. But we can't do that. It's really messed up. We need to go to war with the people that's running the system, that's oppressing us, not each other.
Exactly.
As long as they got us going at each other, it's like, we're not going to even pay attention to them.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. You look at this. It was horizontal violence. I have worked with folks from Impedum. It's a Black Liberation Group, international group, and I went to a Black Empowerment Conference they held in Ferguson, and one of the brothers there was talking about how his son got killed by gang violence. Another Black person killed his son, and then he joined that organization, Impedum, and he said, this Black on Black crime thing, it's not what they say it is. It was, the government created it and put us in a vice grip. And then he said the phrase that I use to this day: what killed my son was horizontal violence. So, what killed Nipsey Hussle was horizontal violence. The system has us preying on each other. And you said, Tim, what we need to do is go after the system that's hurting us instead of each other. We need to prey on the system and get rid of it, which was Nipsey, was trying to do. And we can learn from this. We can look at what he put in motion, things that are still active, like you're talking about Destination Crenshaw, like talking about Vector 90, all these great things that he put into motion and created, and it's just his overall message. And we can take some positives out of that. When tragedies happen, sometimes you can look at it as a glass half full. That old quote in the first Star Wars they ever made: "If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can ever imagine." Obi-Wan Kenobi said to Darth Vader. So Nipsey, in some ways, will be remembered for what he did and what he advocated for and what he fought for. And that is powerful. And that's something we could at least take some solace in. Obviously, it's a sad time. It's a horrible thing that happened. And at the same time, we have to look at, okay, why did this happen? How do we stop this? How do we... And a lot of that is educating our own people. We can't...
Nipsey gave us the answer before he died. He said, "If I die, ride for me." But nobody's riding.
Mm-hmm.
Why ain't cities on fire? Because ultimately, the system we just talked about, these politicians in charge that have been in charge forever, they just change faces and names. They responsible for his death. The people up there talking about how great a person he was and he was the best for the city, all these politicians, they were responsible for his death. They're responsible for everybody's death that gets gunned down over some BS, because they're the ones keeping people poor. They're the ones keeping people in poverty. They're the ones keeping people divided. They're the ones making sure people can't have health care, can't make a livable wage. They're making life miserable, and they're creating the mayhem and the violence. They're the ones that don't legalize drugs. They're the ones that don't do anything in the people's interest. So what do you expect us to do? Of course we're going to fight, because not everybody's caught on yet to this is the core problem right here. So yeah, if everyone just ride for Nipsey, you know how fast we could fix this?
Oh, yeah. But
so he gave us the answer. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, sorry.
To a point, it reminds me when Trump got elected. This you're talking about what we should be rioting right now. Because when Trump got elected, a whole bunch of white folks started whining. And I say whining instead of complaining because, yeah, a bunch of them protested. Obviously, there was the whole J20 marches, which a lot of folks there were actually legit. But I was waiting for those protests to die down and then die off. And they did rather quickly. And anybody who gets elected, any of these Dems or Republicans get nominated, there should be riots in the streets. There should be no way any of these people should be considered to hold office and have power in this country. And yet you have Trump winning, becoming president. There's no way that should have been allowed. One, by the justice system, he should be in prison for 900 different reasons. But then two, the people, there's no way we should have allowed that. Absolutely no way. Marching on Capitol Hill, marching at our local city hall, just running into the Capitol building and doing a sit-in. I mean, this stuff would stop if people would just stand up and say, no, we're done with this. We don't want this. I mean, this country became a country because they protested the British. They wanted this to be their place. And in large part, they also wanted to keep slavery and native genocide going. And the British were like, we don't want to do this anymore. But America was like, look, we don't like your monarchy. We don't like how you're actually feeling for these black and indigenous people. We're standing up to y'all. So when people say, it's hard to, fight back against the system. Well, in general, it is. But there's some situations where it's like, just stand the hell up. Just stand up. I mean, all the nonsense that people do every day. And look, everybody can like whatever they want, watch whatever they want, consume whatever they want. That's fine. If you're not hurting anybody, I don't care. But if you're doing all those things, if you're watching the Kardashians, if you are watching a Marvel movie for the 15th time in theaters, but you're not out in the street for Nipsey or Eric Garner or Sarah Lee Circlebear, Mavis Goodblanket, you name it, or Trump's presidency, you keep going. Eric Garcetti getting elected in LA to become mayor, whatever it is, then what are you really doing? Because you're just being silent about the problem. You're just looking the other way. And Nipsey did not look the other way. And sadly, he's gone. And one reason why he's gone is because he didn't look the other way and he fought back.
Yeah. Well, kind of, is there anything else about Nipsey you want to bring up before we move on? Because it's kind of related to the politician being the problem thing.
I'll just say I'm keeping his kids in my thoughts and my prayers. May the ancestors protect those children and his family. And I want to thank Nipsey for all he did for us and for all he will do for us even in death after his life was tragically ended.
Yeah. Man, it's depressing.
Mm-hmm.
So on to lesser depressing news, maybe, or maybe equally depressing, or maybe just scary. At a time right now when we're having an upsurge of right-wing domestic terror attacks, the Trump administration cut funding for domestic terrorism. With so many domestic terror attacks happening, why would they decide to do this? So they cut the funding to the units to fight domestic terrorism and investigate it and all that.
I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner. I know they took white supremacists and white supremacist groups off the terror watch
list.
Terror
watches, yeah.
Like, almost like right when Trump got elected. That was
and they added Antifa and Black Identity extremists.
Yeah.
I am just for the record, just for the record,
mm-hmm.
Antifa has never killed anybody. Mm-hmm. And I know how they work the Black Identity extremist thing. A black dude shoots some cops, all of a sudden he's a Black Identity extremist. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's kind of crooked how they do that. But for the most part,
people, any black people who like Nipsey Hussle, I'm sure he had a file in the FBI headquarters and the LAPD headquarters and anywhere else,
of course,
as a Black Identity extremist. I mean, I got a file labeled as a Black Identity extremist. I have a bunch of friends with Black Identity extremists. If that was a term used back in the 60s, Malcolm would have been a Black Identity extremist.
All the Panthers.
Yeah. I mean, geez. And they had different names for him, of course. Anyways, COINTELPRO was created by J. Edgar Hoover, who still has his name on the national building of the FBI. And talking about domestic terrorism, why is Trump and the Trump administration cutting funding to fight it? Because they are domestic terrorists. They are white supremacist terrorism. So they're gonna look the other way, and then two, they're gonna help the homies.
Well, yeah, but I think it's for a lot of reasons. Some are for some of them are for optics, and some of them are just for the way they believe. I think some of it's his base. He's constantly giving little shout outs to his base to go do terrible things, of course, without saying anything. You know what I mean? So when he says, I hate the news media and the crooked this and that and these people, he knows he's got these psychopaths with guns and they'll do anything for him. So he's just waiting for one of them to catch the little signal and say, hey, ding, 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 I got an idea. All on my own, I got this idea. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of it. And his base hates these people, and they're always talking about civil wars and race wars and blah, blah, blah. But then also it's because they don't want to call white terrorists because they want this white nation. And you don't want a nation of people that are considered terrorists. So it's all that's the optics part of it. If a brown person does something, one undocumented immigrant rapes and kills a woman, all of a sudden it's like we have this giant problem. He's all over. They talk about him at every rally. They haven't talked about any of these other, white dudes walking up in synagogues and churches. He barely touches on it. Charlotte's really called them very fine people and blamed both sides. Like it's for so many reasons. I think you can't really pin down one, but it makes perfect sense. Throw a bunch of people that are trying to get freedom, which we don't want people to have, and protect the people that we don't want protected, on the terror watch list, and take our people off who are going to fight them in the streets, literally, if it comes to it. And we've seen it already. We've seen these little Trump cult members, Nazis, whatever you want to call them, fighting with people in the streets, attacking people, pulling guns, shooting, beating people with sticks, and then crying, "Oh, we were attacked. These anti-fascists are so violent." So yeah, they try to play both sides of everything.
Wait, and they that's one thing that drives me nuts. When people go, well, like with Trump, both sides. There's only one side. If you're talking about racism, there's one side. There's the there's the racists who want to harm people of color. And then there's the people of color who are just trying to live. There's only one side of this.
Those are two sides. I don't know why you didn't see that.
As far as simple math, okay, it's two sides.
And there are very fine people on both of those sides.
Yeah. Well, and that's always the narrative. It's like, as far as right and wrong, that's it. There's no debate. There should be no discussion about this unless it's rip up all these terrorist groups and be done with it. But of course, you have the Christopher Wray, who is the FBI director, and he said white supremacy presents a persistent and persuasive threat to the United States. Now, that is one of the most hypocritical statements I've ever heard in my life. Because first of all, the FBI is a white supremacist organization. It was invented by a white supremacist. The name of that white supremacist is on the building of the National FBI headquarters in Washington, D.C., the J. Edgar Hoover building. And the FBI is the one calling us black identity extremists just for nonviolently fighting back against things the FBI and the law enforcement are doing to us.
Well, that's intentional too, Nolan. You get that, right? Because the guy in the FBI isn't a quote unquote racist. He's just a person that wants white supremacy. You see, but he's not admitting that.
Yeah,
when they're talking about
like Trump,
when they're talking about white supremacists, they're talking about the Nazis and the Klan and the cats with tattoos and the skinheads, but not their own white supremacist selves, because they're above it all. They do it in such a subtle way. They screw people with a pen. They're not out there screaming. Well, some of them are, yeah, but I mean, most of them are not there screaming racist slogans. Many of them pretend like, oh, I'm standing up for black people and Latinos on a daily basis. Well, I literally fuck them over with a pen.
Yeah. You know, the word white supremacist, I actually looked it up the other day. And I had been very strict in the use of it. And most people are. But if you actually look at Merriam-Webster in the dictionary, the definition of it, definition of a white supremacist is a person who believes that the white race is inherently superior to other races, and the white people should have control over people of other races. Now,
bingo. And that's
example,
why, to me, it's interchangeable with Nazi.
Oh, of course. But for example, this Christopher Wray guy, why in the hell would you want to head up an organization that killed Malcolm X, killed Martin Luther King? I mean, you keep going with all the horrible things they've done. Tiger Swan, breaking up the protests at Standing Rock, again, you name it. Why would you want to be the head of that organization? So there's the white people should have control over people of other races. Christopher Wray is a white supremacist. Anybody who has headed up the FBI is a white supremacist. Any president of the United States who's white, and you can argue Obama too, at least at the least you have to say he upheld white supremacy. Every white president was a white supremacist. And I was thinking, like, wait a minute. Okay.
Obama was a half a white supremacist.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's a lot of people who are considered left-leaning, considered heroes of democracy and justice. Bernie Sanders is one. And I tweeted this the other day as well. Bernie Sanders is white supremacist. Because again, looking at the definition, a person who believes that the white race is inherently superior to the other races and the white people should have control over people of other races. So someone like him, he signed the crime bill, which is black genocide. He tried to extradite Assad Shakur. This guy, huge Israel supporter, huge warmonger. So, okay, yeah, protecting the white agenda, white race is inherently superior. He actually said at a rally, white lives matter. Oh, there you go, white supremacists. So those, and I've said this before on the show, I've said this a lot of times. Like you said, Tim, someone like Trump or a neo-Nazi, Nazi tattoos or Nazi flag or whatever, those are the overt racists that people go, oh yeah, huge racists and those people need to be stomped out and that's awful. But then again, someone like Bernie Sanders, Christopher Wray, Nancy Pelosi.
You notice I didn't speak up about Sanders like I did with Tupac. There's no redemption there.
Oh, there's absolutely.
He's too old to change. It's over for him.
So if you're white and you have those views, it's almost at times it's impossible to change. Those of you, what is he, 71, 72 years old? Most definitely. But yeah, so you haven't heard shoot. You even heard Heidi Heitkamp, Democrat in Congress, go, all right, we're done with the FBI. Let's abolish it. We're done. Take it apart. It just wreaked havoc on people of color since its inception. You haven't heard Chuck Schumer go, you know what, the CIA, get rid of it. It has just gone into colored country after colored country, just destroying their ways of life. You're not hearing a bunch of that. And you're not hearing anybody in Washington politics go, yeah, okay, so Trump is just the worst, and we should put him in prison right now, and we should impeach the whole cabinet because this is ridiculous, and he's inciting violence from police officers, from white supremacists. So let's just get indictments going for the whole damn cabinet. Instead, you have people like Hillary Clinton. You have people like even John McCain. Don't rest in peace. You have, I believe, Chuck Schumer, Harry Reid, and other Democrats who have actually taken Joe Biden have actually taken money from Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. So you have. If you want to actually talk about two sides, okay, let's two sides of the aisle. Both sides are white supremacy. So
yeah, you know, we last week, me and Glenn kind of talked about why this is, and it's because to briefly put it, because I don't want to go on a whole tangent. It's because they all have dirt on each other, and they're all holding it over each other's heads.
Oh yeah.
And they're all like, oh, I could get rid of this person that's terrible and doing horrible, horrible things. But, you know, I've done some pretty horrible things, too. And they know about that. And their people know about this and this person. So, yeah, they're all just kind of like compromised bigly, as our fearless president would put it.
Well, and Bernie's a great example of that. I've also said this before, that if Bernie wanted to win the election, he could have. When he had all those debates with Hillary, all he had to do to win was go, Hillary Clinton has committed war crimes, drops the mic, leaves the stage, I'm out. He wins the election. But because he's committed war crimes, he's committed genocide to a lesser extent. Oh, wait, I can't really say anything about that. I can't. Okay, never mind. Can't do that. I'll be quiet, like you said. Dirt on each other. Yeah, we've done horrible things too. Can't really say much. Like, who's that coon in office in Minnesota? Ilhan Omar. She made those accurate statements about how AIPAC controls Democrats in Washington, and that's dirty money. And then apologized in large part because the woman who funded her campaign, Nancy Pelosi, shouted Omar down. And then Omar went, oh, I owe you, I'll shut up. And then, of course, a little later on, Ilhan Omar goes, I believe in a two-state solution, meaning I support Israel and fuck Palestinians. So even the colored folks within this system are advocating for white supremacy. And it's one reason why Trump is allowed to defund the fight for white terrorism and domestic terrorism. And almost every time there's a domestic terrorist act or an attempt of domestic terrorism, it's a white person and a white guy mostly. So that's a major reason why Trump is allowed to do these things. He's allowed to say to police officers, yeah, crack some heads, get more aggressive, get more violent. I mean, if folks like Omar, Pelosi, Sanders, you name it, Jeff Merkley, whatever, really had a backbone, first of all, they wouldn't have joined the Democratic Party, but if they really had a backbone, they would go after these folks like Trump, folks in or out of office, Steve Bannon, Pence, Huckabee Sanders. we wouldn't have to have these discussions, because it would have been taken care of. The people who's supposed to protect the citizens of this nation would have already taken care of it. But because they're supporting it, they're not gonna take care of it. So that's why Charlottesville happened the way it did. That's why there's I think later in the month there's white supremacist march in Huntington Beach, which is near the two of us here in the Los Angeles area. So, I mean, I remember too many times as I got older, and this is before Trump became president, and then after, seeing some kind of like a racist shirt or skinhead or whatever. And I grew up in a very nice part of Los Angeles County, right next to the beach. So that whole myth of, LA's so in favor of equality and California is a shining beacon of justice. No, it's still in the United States, okay?
It's just not as horrible as some other places. That's all.
Well, of course. I mean, by comparison, it's like the whole Democrat-Republican thing. Well, by comparison, most of the time the Democrats can be better than the Republican. But it's like, okay, so if you have two big piles of shit, but one isn't as much shit as the other one, you still want one of these?
One of them was polished nicely.
Yeah, one of them was nice and a little spit shine. So people look the other way. I mean, I remember being in a Taco Bell when I was like 9, and right by my house, just wanted to get some Taco Bell, and this white lady just looked at me with a look of contempt and like, what are you doing here? Why are you in this country? Why are you allowed to breathe? And I'm sure what she did to me was small potatoes compared to what other things she's done in her life that other people just look the other way on. I mean, I've been, like, just by any other black person, been called the N-word, other, racial epithets, gotten in fights with white kids because of my race. I had to leave. Of course, it was a Christian school. But I had to leave this school that I was going to in sixth grade, or seventh grade, I can't even remember, and because I was being made fun of because of my race, because I was a mixed race black kid, because of my hair, and it was predominantly white, and all the kids they were either teasing me or looking the other way, and sadly, including other black kids. And the teachers were rather quiet about it as well, mostly white teachers. So this is how we keep having neo-Nazis, and the Klan. The Klan still exists. Even take the black president. Did you see the black president go, all right, you know what, FBI, you can work for us now. Go take out the Klan and make sure they never come back.
That the Klan, neither the NSM or the Klan need to have those titles. There's people who believe like that, and now they just wear red Trump hats. I mean, that's what's replaced it.
And that
we went over.
They're allowed to be more in the open. That hat, this presidency, has given them more of a voice. They're allowed to. Hell, PBS it put Steve Bannon on the air. It put Ben Shapiro on the air. I mean, when you look at television and American news, PBS is about as left-leaning as you're going to get. And even they are giving these snow demons a voice.
Yes, so do all these independent media, like the Young Turks, that have all these Nazis on there. All the ones that people watch that are liberals, they give Nazis a voice and they spread their word to, they say, oh, we're letting you hear how silly they. No, you're letting them speak to some stragglers that might be listening to your show. But we probably should move on to the next topic soon. Anything else on this?
Fuck Nazis, fuck liberalism, fuck conservatism, fuck the United States.
It's just
that's America. What else you got?
We're at a certain phase in the in our fascist, our swift movement toward a full-on fascist country. So yeah, I don't think it matters who's in power. I mean, the Democrats will cheer for, they don't, all the crimes against humanity and everything that they'll cry Trump is doing. If they're in office, they don't cry if their guy does it.
Obama
and it's the same thing the other way. The same things these Republicans are like, yeah, we're evil, we love doing this. The Democrats can do similar things and they'll be screaming, how dare them? It's just really sick and stupid, and people need to wake up. Ride for Nipsey. Ride for something, god dang it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what the next topic is Kevin Cooper and what's going on with the death penalty, and they're reevaluating his case and they're doing new testing. Can you do a quick little overview of what's going on with that? 'Cause I know you know it better than I do.
Well, I got some annoying news. The DNA testing is going to take, looks like at least a couple or a few more months. It's something called a special master, and lawyers are talking to that person to basically work out, how the testing is going to go, with the approved new testing that the governor, Gavin Newsom, approved, extra testing that Kevin requested. They're basically going to go, okay, well, which lab are we going to do it at? What are the protocols we're going to follow? Yeah.
Real quick, just for anybody who doesn't know, Kevin Cooper is a person who is on death row in San Quentin for murders he didn't commit. He might not have been the greatest person. He might have been a bad person. But he wasn't a murderer. And, so he was in prison for murder that he didn't do. And if you want more information, you can search Kevin Cooper, just Google his name and he'll pop up. Or we've done quite a few shows on it. You can go to People's Radio and search for Kevin Cooper, and we've done a few shows about it, or on our YouTube or whatever. So yeah, we're not gonna go into all the details because we don't have the time, but I encourage people to look him up and see what this is all about. But back to Nolan, they're doing the governor called to have the DNA testing redone because there were a lot of discrepancies in it, and that's what Nolan was talking about. I just realized some people probably wouldn't know, so I wanted to just try to clean that up.
The whole beginning of this, and you spoke on the man Kevin used to be I guess the man Kevin used to be as far as criminal acts and just troubled upbringing, not knowing who he was. He was an orphan, swallowed up by the system, and he was arrested for burglary, and he was put in prison for it. And then he escaped, and he ended up having horrible luck when he escaped, because the house he stayed up at before he went to Mexico to escape was right next door to where the murders of the Ryan family happened. 4 white people were killed by this horrible, gruesome
They were killed what was most likely a gang of white supremacists, actually. According to all the evidence so far.
There's enough evidence there to show who the killers. I can't even give.
Yeah, like I said, go back. Yeah, go back and listen to our shows about Kevin Cooper. I've done some with Nolan. I've done some with other people, Carol Sigman and
Carol's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I've done. Yeah, just go back and search People's Radio United Kevin Cooper, and you can get all the history on this. But yeah, well, just real quick, just to catch us up, I know the DNA tests were botched. There was a bloody shirt that was turned in by the white guy's wife that most likely killed the family, and it was thrown away. Kevin's cigarettes were tested. They grew. Cigarettes don't grow; they shrink, if anything. There's so many crooked things going on for so many reasons. Like, you can listen to the shows and find out. But yeah, right now we're on DNA. One of the judges who have looked over this case top to bottom was the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals Judge William Fletcher. In 2009, he said the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department manipulated and planted evidence in order to convict Cooper. In the course of their investigation, the sheriff's office personnel discounted, disregarded, and discarded evidence pointing to other killers. The lone surviving victim of the horrible event more than 30 years ago, Josh Ryan, was a kid at the time. He told police it was 3 white or Hispanic men. Now, Kevin Cooper's black, so he doesn't fit that description, and he's not 3 people. So you have the one witness telling police, okay, yeah, there you go. The police, one of the policemen who actually wrote down what the kid said, balled up the piece of paper, threw it in the trash. Now that kid who's not an adult, Josh, has recanted his story and said, no, actually, it was Kevin. They need that, they got the guy and they need to stop this nonsense, which is a shame, but I mean, he has been pressured to lie and change his story. But so the DNA testing is going to take a little longer, which is really depressing. When I found this out last night, it hit me hard because, I mean, Kevin's been there for over 30 years. Some he didn't do. He served his time for the burglary charge. Like we're talking about, someone like Malcolm X or Nipsey Hussle. He's reformed himself in spades. The guy is an activist from prison. He's more aware of the world than the high majority of citizens in the United States. And that's that people growing thing we talked about earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And he's forced to live in a cage. And I can't, be honest with you, I can't even talk to him. I consider this guy a friend. Up until the contact was cut off by the state, he considered me a friend. He used to call my cell phone from prison. I mean, we talk. Also events that I've helped put together with him calling in to a group of supporters and getting the word out more and having more people know about his case and support him, talking to him then. And they won't give him my letters. I haven't gotten his letters coming back. They won't let me visit him. It's been years. I've put in so many different visitor requests. So the fact that he is just suffering in there day after day after day after day, and he keeps having to wait and wait and wait and wait for the state to do the right thing. Jerry Brown waited until his time as governor, his second appearance as governor was over, to finally go, all right, let's check the DNA. Could have done that on day one.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And it's an utter shame, and it's heartbreaking to know, one, that he was less than 4 hours away from being executed 15 years ago.
I was just going to bring that up. He's not just in prison. He's on death row, and he's been
on
really
death
close.
Row. Yeah. And I
think of the mental trauma and PTSD that I could give you.
Which he has. He has PTSD from that event. They were checking.
Just imagine how cruel. We're going to kill you. No, we're not. We're going to kill you. Yeah. No, we're not.
They were checking his veins for where to put the needle in. The guards were intimidating him before the execution was supposed to happen. Racist speech going on, racist things being said to Kevin, but leading up to the thankfully stopped execution. I talked to the lawyer who actually stopped it, was the driving force to stop the execution in 2004 last night, and even he was saying that we don't know as much as we should know. It's not their fault. It's just the state being the state about when exactly the DNA testing is going to be done, because like we were saying, the DNA testing, the DNA tests they've done were doctored and bogus, and they haven't tested the DNA that was at the crime scene. That if they did this right now, like it's still business hours in California. So if they went to the damn lab, tested the DNA, they found out it wasn't Kevin's, he'd be released instantly. But wait, we can't do that. One, we're gonna show the world that we fucked with this black guy for so many years, and hey, you know what? We like him being in there. We like harming you and hurting you as a people. So we're just gonna draw this out for as long as possible, and hopefully, after the next couple months pass, they'll finally test it, and that'll be it, and he's finally free. And I remember, and you were there, Tim, one of the events that I put together for Kevin in LA. He said to me, when I get out, I want to be right in the streets with you. And that's one thing that's kept me going. I've not suffered nearly what Kevin has with my own failing body and depression, and even something like last night, knowing that, Kevin's going to have to suffer even longer. And to kind of put a pin on this, I'll quote Kevin here. When you find yourself in a fight that is bigger than you, capital punishment affects the lives of many people. And you can do something to help in that fight. You can't give up. You can't stop. You can't quit. You just can't do it. I did not choose this to speak out against the death penalty. I didn't. The struggle chose me. This system is rigged. It is rigged against people like me. So if people out there don't give a damn, then this thing will never come to an end. And I may very well end up being tortured and murdered physically by these people in here. But if society gives a damn, then they can shut these killing machines down all across this country. It's time to bring this madness to an end. And those are all Kevin Cooper's words. And I know he wasn't just speaking about the death penalty and capital punishment. I know he was talking about the system and the United States and all the horrible things this country and this system and this society has done to oppress people, marginalized people, and people of color. They
estimate 1 in 25 people on death row are innocent.
Even Gavin Newsom said this. So it shows you how.
For right now, he suspended the death penalty in California, right?
A moratorium on it, which is huge because Kevin is at the top of the list, or close to the top of the list of the next people to be executed. And again, Newsom speaking on this, that the only thing standing in the way of executions in California is a judicial review of the state's lethal injection procedure, which could be concluded tomorrow, possibly. So him doing that was huge. Now I'm not going to go clapping for Gavin Newsom, a Democrat, but the right thing was done there, and more right things need to be done. The testing needs to be done right now, And there's too many Kevin Coopers in prison. There's too many Nipsey Hussles dead. People need to stand up. And the sick thing,
and there's too many white supremacist terrorists not on the white supremacist terrorist watch list.
They should be at the top of the list. If this country was worth a darn, the David Dukes, the Steve Bannons, they should be at the top of the list. Not the Angela Davises, not the Kathleen Cleavers, not the Red Bonds, Sada Shakur, not Kwame Torres. No. It should be the people actually harming people, not the people trying to help people.
Yeah. So, hopefully we'll have good news about Kevin Cooper in the near future upcoming shows. That's my wish for this.
Amen.
So we're moving on. Okay. There's current evidence that there are training camps for children's soldiers. What? I see. I'm so tired. I'm sponsored by sponsored by the United Arab Emirate Coalition fighting in Yemen. So they have training camps where they're training children to be soldiers to go fight in their bullshit wars for them. You brought this to my attention, Nolan.
Yeah, it's just sick. It's just sick, and these are kids. And you've already had 80,000 children die in this quote unquote war. It's really a genocide at the hands of the Saudi coalition. And now you have, I think it's 2/3 of the child soldiers in this fight to control Yemen are on the Saudis' side, and sadly, a third of that is with the Yemenis, with the Houthi rebels. So you got one side not giving a damn about the Yemenis and the children that they're just bombarding with the worst forms of atrocities known to man. But then you have the Yemenis and the Houthis being either desperate or being so desperate that they kind of throw their conscience to the side and fine, let's just have kids fight for us.
That's something that's been done before, but you think people would stop doing it eventually? Like, say, maybe
you think
we should.
So?
Yeah, but
I thought about this when I heard the news. This is the second time that we know of that Hillary Clinton has been involved in the propping up of child soldiers. First time was in Sudan, where she and the Obama administration helped roll back policy in Sudan that prevented the use of child soldiers. She had child death squads that Hillary propped up and created in Sudan, black children killing other black people. And now, because of her involvement with the Saudis and being in bed with the Saudis and getting so much money for either her campaign or campaigns or the Clinton Foundation, and that I think it was a $30 billion arms deal that she facilitated to give a ridiculous amount of weapons to Saudi Arabia, she is complicit in this as well. She's complicit with the whole ball of wax, the Yemeni genocide, and she's hardly the only one. Trump, Obama, John Bolton, you name it. But it's just really disgusting, and nobody.
You forgot Eric Holder.
Eric Holder. I'm sure he's Attorney General. I don't know if he had any say on that, but he supported. He never.
I just want to throw his name in with the other bad people because
you tweeted the other day every Eric Holder you've ever heard of is horrible, and the same with me.
No, but the thing is now there's people on there like, oh, you guys got to be careful. People are confusing this with the great Eric Holder, who was such a great man. Yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in just to slander his name a little bit. Yeah, that's all. I think
Ferguson. I mean, he was involved with the other way on, but So I mean, this is a genocide that's lasted about 4 years. Yemen has been. Over history has been a hotbed for colonialism. The Ottoman Empire did a lot of damage to it, British as well. And as a result of that, there's been a lot of uncertainty and chaos in the fallout of all that historically. The people who were there originally, just across the world, the original people of a land, and they get destroyed by colonialism, they are left to ruins. And now the Saudis, one of the most evil regimes on the planet, trying to take them over and just be greedy and increase their living space, oil production, etc. And
wasn't
America finally said, okay, I think we're going to get out of here. We're not going to be involved anymore, even though they've been involved to this point over the last number of years, and giving a fortune to Saudi Arabia in weapons and supporting them on the ground as well. They've let ISIS run amok in Yemen as well, looking the other way. So, I mean, you have children here. You have children fighting in this horrible conflict. There was just like with Sudan and most countries with any sense, there was an international protocol banning the involvement of children in armed conflict in 2007 and 2011. But at the end of, and this brings Sudan back into the fold. At the end of 2018, Saudi Arabia was accused of recruiting Sudanese children from Darfur to fight on its behalf in Yemen. Okay, so there's all kinds of levels of sick involved in this.
Yeah. But do you realize that some of these kids are going to survive, and what is that going to turn them into in the future?
Well, this is. I mean, look at things like ISIS and Al Qaeda. Going through what they have to go through, having their living spaces bombed and destroyed, and they're like, well, okay, I don't have anything. I have nothing to call my own, and then these kids will get recruited. You're talking about the child soldiers in Yemen, and they're trafficked, and they're told that no, we're going to get you a job. We're going to give you about like $800 a month. We're going to take care of you. Don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden, here's a gun. Now go fight. And you don't have any say in it. And it's just sad. And there's you're talking about delivering human cargo from different Yemeni cities, and especially at the border. They're preying on kids at the border of Yemen, between Yemen and Saudi Arabia, and they're put in the military camp. And there was promises made to these kids about getting a regular paycheck, and a lot of these kids don't return home. I was reading a story about one kid going that route, and their mother and father don't know where he is. They don't know if he's alive or dead. And the father.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
The father said they take them into battles to defend Saudi Arabia, as if these children are the ones who will defend the kingdom. Where are their weapons? Their aeroplanes. And he's speaking on all the freaking money Saudi Arabia gets in arms and all the resources. And at least, like, you look at Yemen, okay, yeah, they have some child soldiers too, to a lesser extent, but they're desperate as hell. I mean, their country is in ruins. You know, their backs are against the wall. Saudi Arabia is the one with all the cards. They definitely don't need to use child soldiers. They're droning and bombing from the sky, Yemen all over the place. But even still, And there was an Al Jazeera reporter called a human trafficker trying to get these kids in the military camps. And the reporter posed as a man interested in traveling to a military camp with 3 boys, trying to make a deal. And the trafficker said the boys would be bought by someone who would provide them with military identification. And I'm quoting the Al Jazeera article. After expressing concern that the boys would be turned away for being obviously underage, the trafficker said, "Don't worry, there are many boys just like them." Then he says, "Don't worry, this stuff isn't important to us. What is important that they are good soldiers. Can they handle guns?" So right there, we don't give a damn about these people. We definitely don't give a damn about these kids. And you look at the United States of how they've handled this. The only reason they're getting out of Yemen is because their contact, who was dirty as hell himself, working for the Saudi government, Jamal Khashoggi, was murdered by the Saudi government because he didn't like the new prince who was in charge. So he was like, okay, finally I'll start speaking out against the regime. So it nothing to do with any kind of moral compass that the United States finally found. It's just because one of their homies was killed by the Saudi government, and no, we don't like that. So we're going to leave now. And they'll still be doing deals with Saudi Arabia. They'll still be doing, $100 million deals, $1 billion deals in arms and oil with Saudi Arabia. That's not going to end.
Exactly.
But at least something good came out of that horrible murder of. Well, he's a bad guy. Jamal Khashoggi was a bad guy. He was a talented journalist. I give him that. And at least he started speaking up against some of the things Saudi Arabia was doing, including the genocide of Yemen, even though the reason he started doing that was nothing to write home about. He was just mad that one prince was losing his power to another prince, both princes being horrible human beings, horrible human rights records. And this, talking about
Saudis in general have horrible human rights records, and we do too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, real quick. I know we're running out of time. I just want to get this in, and then you could go on. It's just kids don't have the same mentality. Their minds are still developing. Okay. And look at these. They send 18-year-olds here off to go and slaughter people overseas, and they come back. They ain't right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So imagine what it's going to do to a younger kid. He's screwed for life mentally. I mean, even if he can move on past it, he's still gonna. PTSD, all
that. And look at because we spoke on this on another topic, talking about white terrorism and looking in the other way. Well, okay, look how many of these terrorists in the United States trying to bomb a mosque, trying to bomb a synagogue, gunning down a bunch of people. Are former soldiers of the United States Armed Forces. Now, they aren't called terrorists. There's something wrong with their head. They had a tough life. The Army's tough, oh, well. But then when this happens in the Middle East, they're all terrorists, jihadists, bastards. They should burn in hell. Even though the United States is bombing the hell out of all these different countries and civilizations in the Middle East, creating that chaos, creating the environment for these kids to join folks like the Saudi coalition, ISIS, Al Qaeda, etc. So is that complete hypocrisy over who we're going to let off the hook, who we're going to have sympathy for, who are we going to actually give any kind of benefit of the doubt to. You know, as Chris Rock said, if it's all white, it's all right.
Yep. So yeah, anything else? I'm gonna try to play one more song before we go. Is there anything else you want to bring up?
Yeah, I should have said this during the Kevin Cooper segment, but please write to Kevin. He said himself that one of the biggest reasons why he's still fighting, why he's still hopeful, is because of the support he gets from the outside, and a lot of that is through letters written from people supporting him. So please write to Kevin Cooper, show your support, and the address is Mr. Kevin Cooper. Next line, #C-65304 space 4-EB-82. Next line, San Quentin State Prison. Next line, San Quentin, California, 94974. And I'll read it again very quickly. Mr. Kevin Cooper, next line, #C-65304 space 4-EB-82. Next line, San Quentin State Prison. Next line, San Quentin, California, 94974. Quentin of San Quentin is spelled Quentin. Please write to Kevin Cooper. He is one of the most amazing people I have ever met, and he's doing nothing but fighting not only for himself, but for all of us, trying to liberate us from this colonial hell that has befallen us. Please write to Kevin.
Yeah, can you post that on your Twitter?
I will post on my Twitter as well.
So yeah, it's gonna be on @NolanHack, and then I'll repost, and then it'll be on People's Radio too, and then please share it with everybody. So yeah, thank everybody for listening. Thank you, Nolan, for coming on. It's great to have you back.
Great to be back.
And I think I'm going to play Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle.
Rest in power, Nipsey.
Yep.
I'm prolific, so gifted. I'm the type that's gon' go get it, no kidding. Breaking down a switch in front of your building. Sitting on the steps, feeling no feelings. Last night it was a cold killing. You gotta keep the devil in his hole, nigga. But you know how it go, nigga. I'm front line every time it's on, nigga. 100 proof flow, running shoot pro. 458 drop, playing bulletproof soul. Every few shows I just buy some new gold. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go. Downtown Diamond District, jewelers like yo. Hustle, holla at me, I got Cubans on the low. Through the Cancun, smoking Cubans on the boat. Then dock that Tulum just to smoke. Look, listening to music at the Mayan ruins. True devotion on the bluest ocean. Cruising, my cultural influence, even revolution. I'm integrated vertically, y'all niggas blew it. They tell me hustle, dumb it down, you might confuse me. It's like that weirdo rap you motherfuckers used to. I'm a urban legend, South Central in a certain section. Can't express how I curb the tactics. Justice, evidence of a divine presence. Blessings, held me down at times I seem reckless. Effort, got an L but got an E for effort. Stretched it, dropped him off in the Mojave Desert. Then left me, ain't no answer to these trick questions. Money making nip, straighten out my jewelry on my bitch dresser. Well known, flick up in jail clothes. Snatch a champagne bottle from Rico's till T-shows. Whatever, nigga, playing chess, not checkers. Nigga, 38 special for you clever niggas. See, bro, you ain't living down by the street code. Been through all these motions up and down like a seesaw.
I can never view you as my equal. Fuck, I wanna hear your CD phone. I'm finna take it there. This time around, I'ma make it clear. Spoke some things into the universe and they appear. I say it's worth it, I won't say it's fair. Find your purpose or you wasting air. Fuck it though, y'all niggas scared. Eyes open, I can see it clear. They don't make them bar none, they don't make them real. They don't make it where I'm from, they don't take it here. They ain't seeing due time, I be making meals. Bossed up in this game, I've been making deals. Get your lawyer on the phone, we can make it real. I got checks and balance, I flex dramatic. Another 50 on my neck, just my reckless habit. Ain't no pussy on my rap, disrespect the savage. I make one phone call and the rest get handled. It's just another front step with candles. No message from the set, we accept your challenge.
Victory Lap.